I notice a lot of times when, progressives like Ro Khanna or Bernie Sanders tweet about the war in Yemen or other global issues, many Americans are often replying with, focus on home, fix our issues first. Well, I agree. Our systems of education and healthcare and housing matter and impact Americans in a real way. We must also stop disconnecting ourselves from where our taxes go, how international investments are contracted, and what stain this is leaving on our ugly history and future. US imperialism is not new, and it manifests differently from region to region. But we all as Americans have a role. Will we be proactive and reactive and try to do something about it, or remain complicit and turn a blind eye as if the US bombs that drop in Yemen have nothing to do with us? They don't hate us for our freedoms. Since 9/11, US military spending increased by 50%. In comparison, spending on every other non-military program, such as education, healthcare, public transit, and even science, grew only by 13% over the same time period. The military-industrial complex is an economic priority for the US. It helps us understand the why. Why is it easier for the Pentagon to get $740 billion than for Americans to get $2,000? We started organizing in a real way, which includes lobbying and teaming up with policy experts and advocates in 2017. And in 2019, a bipartisan war powers resolution passed through both chambers, and that hasn't happened since 1973, since the Vietnam War era. We realized that working as a collective shifted US foreign policy in a real way. So when it comes to global solidarity and movements, we understand that that warmongering and profiteering is also global. The top 5 arms exporters to Saudi Arabia are, of course, the US is first, the UK, France, Spain, and Germany. So we teamed up with folks from most of these countries who have already been pushing back against the empire in their respective region, and we formed a global coalition. I think it's important for all of us to think about where our clothing comes from, our food, where do our products go? Our world is interlinked. If we look close enough, we will be revolted by how profits are made. And we want and should want to do something about it and steer away from American exceptionalism. Global solidarity is how we will improve the state of our world. And even if we don't agree on most things, we can agree that our Earth is a victim in all of these crises, from unethically produced goods to endless wars. Everyone can and should do something. And I've always been taught that, I'm sure we've all heard of this, act locally, but think globally. I think it's time that we act and think locally and globally.